Welcome out again, everyone, to Sports Talk Mania. I'm your host for this hour, Lee Haygood, ready to talk some sports with you here on Mustangs TV and Sports Talk Mania. Hey, let's get it started with some phone calls if you'd like at 931-629-1824. Love to have you call in. We'll talk any kind of sports you want to talk, anything going on in the area. We're talking Loretta, Lawrence County, Tennessee, or the state of Tennessee, or hey, you know what? The big Super Bowl game is coming on this Sunday. We'll be talking that if you would like to talk that as well. Hopefully going to have Coach Micah Rochester on here this afternoon to talk a little Mustangs basketball here in just a few minutes. I've invited him. Not sure if he's going to have time, so we'll see. Hope to get him on here. He's been a little under the weather here lately, so if we can get Coach Roach on here today, we'll definitely get him on and talk a little Mustangs basketball here this evening on Mustangs TV. Sports Talk Mania. Again, I'm your host, Lee Haygood. Be glad to talk to you. Any kind of sports, call us up, 931-629-1824. This is Sports Talk Mania. I'm Lee Haygood. Who we got on the line and where you from?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Is this Micah Rochester?
This is.
Coach
How are you,
Roach.
sir?
Man, I apologize. KJ's got me all messed up. His producing skills is starting to a little bit sway on me there, buddy.
Hey, man, no problem.
Hey,
I imagine it's tough pulling double duty.
man, I'm telling you what, he had a weekend this past weekend going to watch them Lady Vols and the Vols play basketball. And, of course, big week last week for the Mustangs and Lady Mustangs, especially for the Mustangs. Coach Roach, first and foremost, I hope you're feeling a lot better.
Man, I appreciate it. I told them today at school I feel a lot better. I don't want to wrestle anybody, but I feel a lot better. So I'm not quite kicking, but I'm better than I was.
Hey, Coach, we appreciate you calling us again. We got Coach Micah Rochester, coach of the Loretta Mustangs basketball squad. Coach, coming off some big wins, and when I say big, we're talking a lot of points, and we're going to hit on that again. I got a question about that here in just a few minutes, but Coach, what's got your team just clicking on all cylinders right now?
Well, I wish I knew that answer. I wish there was an easy answer. I would sell it and make millions. We've always strove to be peaking at the right time, right before tournament time. I know last year you and I talked on a couple of different occasions how early in the season we struggled, and right before tournament time we seemed to hit our best stride. And I think we won like 7 out of our last 9 games. And I think that's one of the things that we're finally starting to do. Basketball season's so long. We talk about it all the time, and it's like a roller coaster. It's up and down, and you just want to be up at the right time of the year. And I think that's a big part of it is that we've got 2 weeks left in the regular season, and our guys realize that and have kind of gotten refocused and gotten their minds right and are looking towards the postseason, hopefully.
Well, Coach, when I was talking about big wins, coming off some, 40-point wins over the last 3 ball games, and I know the competition wasn't just that bad, and that's what I was talking about, winning big in the last few ball games. But, Coach, how do you get your team? You got a huge district game coming up tomorrow night with our neighbors a little bit to the north of us up there, a big county rivalry game with Summertown Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. And how do you get your team when they've come off these big wins like this with, scoring pretty much at will? How do you get them tuned back in for this big district game coming up tomorrow night?
Well, that is easy. You just say, hey, guys, we got to play Summertown. And that's one of those games, a lot like, hey, guys, we're going to play Lawrence County, and that's it. That's really all that you have to say. Our kids take a lot of pride in that game. I've told people before, I would venture to say there's been more people who have graduated from Loretta who have beat Lawrenceburg than there are who have beat Summertown for a long time. For I think it was 11 or 12 years, we went where our Loretta team didn't defeat Summertown, and so there's a lot of the kids know that, they realize that, and they take it very serious when we have the opportunity to play Summertown. And so, especially in their place, they know the atmosphere, how hostile it is. That I'm real fortunate with the group of kids I've got this year, and having the senior leaders that we do. They don't dread. I don't think they dread tomorrow night. I think they look forward to it. I think they look forward to being yelled at and screamed at, and having the Eagles Nest, as they call it, rocking and roaring. And I really expect our kids to come out and play real well. I mean, it's fun. Usually the bigger the game and the bigger the moment, the bigger the crowd. Usually this group of kids responds and plays some of their better basketball. So, I look forward to seeing how our kids play. As far as the big wins, we're real fortunate. It's been the biggest blessing I've ever had as a coach this year, and at the same time, it's been one of the biggest curses. We got a lot of really talented players. 1 through 12, there's not a lot of single A schools that has the amount of talent that we do. And so when we get into people's bench, we usually have a huge advantage, and I think that was evident last week when some of those lopsided wins that we had.
Well, Coach, you can call them lopsided wins, and they were, but you know what? Your team still had to play up to par and play some of their best ball, and none of these teams of late have compared. And like you said, tremendous talent on your squad, and none of the teams, as far as I'm concerned, has compared 1 through 10 or 1 through 12 of the players. Is this something that's just come upon us, or is what? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What the deal is right now, and how that we're able to do what we're able to do against these teams. Again, not bad teams that we playing. We had a district game Friday night, and you still carried it away against a real good coach team.
Right. Well, Perry County is. We went over to Perry County earlier on in the year, and we're fortunate enough. We had like I said, early in the year, we were playing real well too. And we've kind of been up and down. We went to Perry County last and beat them by 33 at their place, and had played kind of the same way we did this Friday. And so I just think we've just been a team of ebb and flow. And that last week we seemed to be kicking on all cylinders. And I really think that these kids realize that it's tournament time and it's time to find that extra gear. And so, at Christmas, whenever we played a couple of games, I still think our best game of the year might have been against the McEwen team at Mount Pleasant. We played them over Christmas and scored 93 points against a pretty good basketball team. But our kids just played so well, and everybody, it was one of those nights you put somebody in for somebody else, and they do whatever. They played as well as the person they were replacing. And so it's just those types of nights are really fun to be the coach, when it seems like whatever button you push, it seems to go right, and that just seemed to be the way things went for us last week.
I agree, Coach. Continuing to talk about the talent on your team, you've got a young freshman that's picked it up these last few ball games and is kicking in, and I'm talking about Kirkland Surratt. He's picked it up a lot for you. I know you was talking about the depth of your bench. Man, does that not make a coach like you very, very happy?
Well, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. We got kids that deserve to be playing. I told our kids this from the get-go, that there would be kids that deserve minutes that wouldn't get the minutes they deserve this year, just because of the nature of our team. We got kids like Kirkland and Ryan Weathers and Jacob Hallmark and Will McBee, our freshman group that in years past would have got a whole lot of minutes, if not have started for us. But this year, having 4 seniors and Adam Fleming starting for us, it just kind of limits the amount of time and minutes that I have to give to everybody. And so it is a great to be able to know that you can go that deep into your bench if you need to. But at the same time, it's really hard because these kids work so hard and put in time and energy and effort, and they deserve to play. And it's just hard to find time to get them out on the playing floor. And Kirkland offensively is definitely way ahead of the curve for a freshman. He's able to score and around the basket as well as any freshman that I've ever seen. We've just been really working with him and trying to get him caught up to speed on the defensive end. And there's no doubt that Kirkland's going to have a really, really huge career for us in his 3 or 4 years at Loretta High School.
Coach, it's definitely looking like that. And like you said, Ryan Weathers and Will McBee and the Hallmark kid, dude, I'm just telling you, I'm so impressed. Unfortunately I have to miss the away games because of my schedule, and I can't make a lot of those. And finally coming the other night, I'm sitting there watching these kids, and I'm thinking, wow, he's got a starting five backing up the starting five.
Oh yeah. You know, and that's one of the nights that last Tuesday I wasn't able to be there, and Logan Nunley was injured with a hamstring, and Kirkland was out with flu-like symptoms. And they were laughing about how much easier it was to sub that night because we only had 10. I said, yeah. I said, you know, trying to get 10, you can get 10 into a ball game, but it's really tough at times to get 12 guys into the game when they deserve to play, and they do. And so, you know, it's not been the easiest thing to juggle this year, but we've done it, and the kids have handled it real well. You know, they want to win, they want to be successful. They had certain goals that they set for themselves, and we set for ourselves as a team this year. And you know, tomorrow night we got a chance to check off another one of the goals that we have set for ourselves, which would be to win a regular season district championship. And so we know we got our hands full going to Summertown, and they've still got a chance to win the district championship. So by no means are they going to hand it to us. We know we're going to have to go up and play one of our better games of the year to have an opportunity to win. But I know our guys really, really want to get that district championship.
I agree with you, Coach. And again, again, talking about the talent, the thing about it is coming closer to district tournament time, you've got this talent in these lopsided wins, as you called them. We've got our talent, or we've got these guys that's the second 5 or the second 7 that's getting a lot of minutes in, which is going to help your team nonetheless coming up tournament time.
Well, we always want to have the next man up mentality. If somebody were to have to get hurt or foul out or something were to happen, you know, we still hopefully the sickness bug won't hit us, as we've been fortunate so far. But if any of those things were to happen, you want to be able to know that you've got kids that have got game minutes that are ready to play, and we've tried to do that. And we are losing 5 seniors, and we don't want kids to have to. That's all of a sudden going to have to be expected to start and play a lot of minutes that haven't had any game experience. And so, you know, we think that as many of the kids, especially young kids, that we can get in the game as possible, then it's only going to benefit us down the road.
Well, I got you, Coach. Coach, talking about the remainder of the schedule, again, Summertown, big district game coming up tomorrow night at Summertown. And then if I'm not mistaken, we travel – no, we got Waynesboro at home. Is that correct?
Yeah, Waynesboro at home and Santa Fe at home.
Okay, and then we got – do we have another game?
That's it. Just
okay.
Got 3 games left.
Okay, so Summertown, Wayne County, and then Santa Fe, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they got those, and then we got the district games, and they're doing a little something different for our district games this year. If I'm not mistaken, they're going to be played at Lawrence County High School.
Yeah, we're excited about that. You know, I know, especially the Mustangs TV crew, probably as much or more excited than us as coaches and players, because y'all have to go every night as well. You know, and how nice is it going to be to go 5 minutes up the road or 10 minutes up the road rather than an hour and a half over to Perry County?
Right.
And you know, we fought. Coach Tips and I fought and almost literally fought with some coaches trying to get it over this way, and the Summertown coaches would fight with us, but we just didn't have enough backing. And fortunately, this year, some coaches compromised and agreed to allow us to have it at Lawrence County High School. And so, you know, it's such a great venue, a great gym, and be able to get a lot of people in there watching the games, and hopefully we can pack that place out, and hopefully even a lot of local people, and maybe not even be aren't Loretta or Summertown or other District 12A team schools will want to come in and watch and see what a good brand of basketball we have in District 12A.
Man, and it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only on the boys' side, but on the girls' side as well. I mean, Perry County girls, I think they're 17-18-1. They really scrappy, shoot the ball well. And, of course, our girls were within just one or two crucial plays from being able to upset them. And, you know, and so there's several Wayne County girls and Collinwood girls. Everybody knows about their tradition. And you know, I think we've got an exciting brand of basketball. People will come and watch it, hopefully, at Lawrence County. We're like I said, we're extremely excited to be able to just travel a few minutes up the road rather than having to pull an all-nighter, if you will, going to Perry County.
Right, Perry County and Wayne County or wherever they decide to have it. Coach,
Right.
Before we get you off here, and I know you still haven't got your voice all the way back, but before we let you go, what's it going to take for Loretta to win first the district championship, the season championship, and then what's it going to take for us to go deep in the district, if not win the district and go on?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, you know, is for our kids just to continue to take ownership and leadership responsibilities like they did last week. You know, I was sick and was out of pocket a lot, and Coach Lucas Nunley, Kerry Childress, and Coach Richie Putman did just a great job and taking care of everything for me, and makes it a lot easier knowing that you're not there when you got three guys that do the job that they do. And so, but then just hearing those coaches talk about the ownership that the seniors took in the practices and in the games, and then for me personally to sit and not being able to get up and do some of the things that I've done in the past, to just be able to sit and watch the guys play and allow them to make plays, and to realize that, you know, maybe the biggest thing that I could do is just kind of stay out of their way and allow those guys to be who they are and to go out and do what they do. And I think if we do those things, our kids are playing with a lot of confidence. I think they're very determined. They last year making a run like they did when nobody expected them to. They came back even hungrier. They're going to be more experienced when we get in that district championship game this year. Maybe we won't be as all by the moment, or in the region semifinals. Maybe we won't be all by being there. That we'll be able to focus a little more and get it done this year. And who knows how far they can take this.
I agree with you, Coach. So if, and correct me if I'm wrong, if it pretty much decides the season champion, what happens tomorrow night? Is that right or wrong?
Well, what I've told our kids is we can win the district championship tomorrow night, but we can't lose it. The way I've got it understood, if we win tomorrow night, we win the district championship. If we were to win tomorrow night and we were to win Friday, then and Collinwood were to beat Summertown, then we would still win the district championship. If we were to if we were to lose Tuesday and we were to lose Friday, and Summertown were to win both of those games, then they could still win the district championship. So there's a lot of scenarios that, you know, the one I like best is just for us to go take care of business tomorrow night, win the game, and not have to worry about it on Friday.
Hey, I'll agree with that one, Coach, and I'm sure all of our Mustang fans will do the same.
So, you know, but it's exciting. I mean, when's the last time you could sit and talk Loretta Mustangs basketball and talk about 2 games left to go in the season and having an opportunity to win a district championship?
Man, I tell you what, I've lived in the city of Loretta now since 1994, so I've really followed it that close since then, and I can't remember a time.
So, you know, it's exciting. You know, and our kids, I think that's been one of the things we kind of got caught up in all that for a little bit, but I think we're over it, and we're refocused and just ready to go out and have fun and perform on the ball court. Well,
Coach, I've got to say this: your kids are actually acting like they've been there now. After a win, it's celebration, but it looks like it's serious celebration. Let's go to the next one.
Right. Yeah, I definitely, without a doubt, that's the way this bunch are. You know, as soon as it's over, And I remember after beating Lawrenceburg, and then when we beat them the second time, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, we beat them for the second time!" And somebody asked me about it, and I was like, "Well, that's kind of what we all expected to do." The guys and myself, and the coaching staff, we expected to beat Lawrenceburg twice. So, when you do what you're expected to do, there's not a whole lot of reason to over-celebrate, I don't think.
Well, Coach, we got two big games coming up, two big district games, Summertown tomorrow night, and then Wayne County coming to Loretta Friday night. And why don't we take care of business and win both of those, and then we can just, for good measure, we can win against Santa Fe.
Hey, sounds good to me.
All right. Coach Michael Rochester with us here on Sports Talk Mania. Coach, we want to thank you again for spending time with us. Hope you get to continue feeling better, and look forward to a big win tomorrow night at Summertown.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Coach. That's Coach Michael Rochester with us here on Sports Talk Mania. And we're going to get some commercials in real quick. We'll be back. Phone lines will be open if you'd like to discuss anything that Coach Roach has said in the last few minutes in his interview. We would definitely welcome those calls as well. We're going to take a break, get some word for our sponsors. We'll be back here on Sports Talk Mania right after this.
Your number one Mustang fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Loretto Insurance Services, a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Call Loretto Insurance Services in Loretto today, 931-853-7126.
The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee.
Tailgate checklist. Cooler.
Check.
Chips.
Check.
Hot dogs.
Check.
Mustang gear.
Check.
Insurance.
Check.
This season, protect your team with insurance from Auto Owners Insurance and Loretto Insurance Services. Keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Call Loretto Insurance Services in Loretto today, 931-853-7126.
Welcome back again, everyone. Sports Talk Mania. Phone lines are open, 931-629-1824, or you can shoot us an email at sportstalk@MustangsTV.com. We'll answer emails as well. We'll get a time to check them here on the show. A lot of things going on. The Lady Mustangs also keeping it in the area for right now. The Lady Mustangs doing an excellent job this season as well under new coach Ashley Rutledge. Coach Rutledge, at starting of the season, they were, like a team with a new coach. They were trying to figure the coach out, and the coach trying to figure the team out. A few blunders here and there, getting knocked off a couple of games. Maybe they should have won, and winning some games, maybe they should have lost. It's just one of those things when you get a new coach. But my hat's off to Coach Rutledge and these Lady Mustangs. Man, I'm telling you, the last month and a half, the games I haven't been able to attend, I've definitely picked up on MustangsTV.com for the most part. Been watching these Lady Mustangs come on, and I mean, when I say come on, they are actually coming together. Played Perry County the other night. You may have heard Coach Roach talking a little bit earlier about the close game that they had, carried it into overtime with a Perry County Lady Vikings team that was 18-1, I think, coming into the game. So great job, Coach Rutledge and coaching staff and Lady Mustangs on getting everything looking real good. I mean, the team, especially knowing that their point guard was off, and best wishes to Miss Riley she was attending some beauty things going on in the state. Her, of course, congratulations to her for winning Miss Fairest of the Fair, and she carried those honors with her and done the state competition this past weekend. And unfortunately, having to miss a couple of her ball games, and the team, even without Miss Riley on there, still looking real good. Looks like it was coming together, and congratulations again going out to the Loretto Lady Mustangs, just coming together, especially right here at tournament time coming up. Hopefully we can get Coach Rutledge on Sports Talk Mania with us next week. I didn't have time to shoot her an actual invite today, so hopefully we can get her on here next week to talk more about Loretto Lady Mustangs basketball and what her thoughts are about the team coming together. And again, look forward to getting back with her. Haven't had her on here in a while, and hadn't had Coach Roach on in a while either. It's the reason I was glad he was able to jump in with us today and give us a call. Again, thanks, Coach Roach, for your time this afternoon. Know you've been under the weather. Again, hopes that you get better and better each and every day. Got the Super Bowl coming up Sunday. Wow. Super Bowl Sunday already. I tell you, when you get a little age on you like I have, some people would say a lot of age, but I like to say a little age. When I get a little age on you, it seems like the days go by a little faster and the years go by a lot faster. So just can't believe it's already Super Bowl Sunday coming up this coming Sunday. Again, the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots. And I want to get in a little bit of this Deflategate, or whatever they're calling this thing. And the reason I personally believe, and this is just my opinion, the reason I believe that it's such a big thing is because of Coach Bill Belichick's past. And the, Spygate that was on, and of course taping of games, and looking into practices of teams they were going to play in the Super Bowl and all this. I think that's the main reason that this deflated footballs has become such a huge story. But Coach Belichick was on TV yesterday and still denied any knowing of the footballs being deflated. And I honestly have to say that I probably believe him. Believe every word that man says about this, because I don't think it's a coach's option about the footballs. He's not handling the footballs. The players are. Now, Tom Brady, on the other hand, I kind of wonder about that, because any quarterback touches the ball every offensive play just about, unless they're running some kind of wildcat or whatever, which the Patriots don't do. And you have to think that he knows that these footballs are that under-deflated. And my thought is it's got to be him and one of the ball boys. It's got to be one of those two that knows exactly what's going on. And if it was one or two balls in the weather that they was playing in, which wasn't that cold during that ball game against the Indianapolis Colts, and again, you've heard this is quoting one of their players. I can't remember which player it was. He said the Patriots could have played with a bar soap and still beat them that day. And I will agree with. I'm not taking up for the Indianapolis Colts. They got beat, whether the balls were deflated or not. My deal on the deflated balls, though, is that 11 of the 12 were found to be deflated. My problem with that is somebody knew what was going on, and nobody's taken up for knowing anything. And the quarterback's bound to know this. That's one thing. The quarterback is bound to know what's going on when 11 of the 12 are underflated footballs. So my thought is it's got to be something to do with the quarterback and one or two or three of the ball boys. Not sure how many, not sure who was involved, but that's my thought, and that's my opinion on the Deflategate. Or as ESPN Mike and Mike, they got a hashtag shrinkage going out there about that. And been reading some of those, and some of it's way far-fetched. I think it was just a point that one of the ball boys because you can stick a needle in a basketball or a football just for a couple of seconds and deflate it by a pound or two. There's no doubt in my mind that you can do that. Something had to be done of that nature for this to happen, especially 11 out of the 12 coming up underinflated. So that's my thought about that. My prediction, I'll go ahead and give you my prediction for the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks going to be Super Bowl champions. I know of looking at odds and all this, that, and the other, it looks like most people's going with the Patriots. I'm not going to be surprised if the Patriots win. I think you've got two of the most evenly matched teams coming in, two very well-coached teams coming in to the Super Bowl Sunday. So look forward to a good ball game. Personally, doesn't matter to me who wins. I'm not for either team, but I am going to be watching, like millions of other folks all around the world, be tuned into that and see who becomes Super Bowl champion. And luckily, it'll be over with probably before bedtime, so I may get to watch all of it come Sunday. That's Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. Again, Seattle Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, and that's this Sunday, believe it or not, already rolled back around here. Again, don't forget, tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, if you're around the Summertown area or anywhere in Lawrence County, go support those Loretta Lady Mustangs and Mustangs. Also, go support your Summertown Eagles if you're in the Summertown area. Support your local high schools. And if you can get away, hey, should be a great ball game, big district rival game going on tomorrow night at Summertown in their gym. And I meant to say a few words to Coach Roach about this earlier in his interview. Again, thanks, Coach Roach, for joining us for a few minutes today. What an atmosphere. There's two places that I love to watch a basketball game, and that's the Summertown High School gym and the Loretta High School gym. And it's just the atmosphere that those two gyms give. Both of them's very old gyms, and I'm not going to get into do they need a new one or what. Listen, let's live with what we've got for right now, and hopefully this new school thing will get rolling soon and quickly, and Loretta can get one, and Summertown can get one as well. Other things going on in sports, whether you're a wrestling fan or not, we're talking some entertainment. We'll talk wrestling if you'd like. Phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a call at 931-629-1824. Be glad to get you on Sports Talk Mania today, and we'll talk any kind of sports you want to talk. Local basketball, football, whatever. We'll talk about college sports, pro sports. When it comes to sports, trust me, my wife will tell you, I can just about know all about it. Either way, you can give us a call at 931-629-1824. Be glad to talk to you. And again, I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Loretta Insurance Services, the Tennessee National Raceway. Hey, talking about Tennessee National Raceway, racing, dirt track racing, just right around the corner. Even big racing, Daytona 500 coming up here in about 3 more weeks, I believe it is. So look forward to that all coming up. Talking about the Tennessee National Raceway, I think the opening weekend going to be March the 16th and 17th, I think. I had that schedule with me here a few minutes ago. See if I can't grab that up real quick. I'm sorry, March the 13th and 14th, the opening weekend for Tennessee National Raceway. You can check it out at their website at racetn.com. That's RACETN.com. Check it out because all you Lawrence County fans, all you Thunder Hill fans, they're opening the hill back up. So look forward to some good dirt track racing going on at Thunder Hill Raceway this year as well. You can see all their schedule on racetn.com. Again, that's www.racetn.com for all the details for the Tennessee National Raceway and Thunder Hill Raceway. Look forward to a big racing season on the dirt track coming up. Loretta Insurance Services, definitely want to thank Miss Debbie for getting on board with us, and she's been on board with us since day one, and we love these sponsors that's backed us from the start of Mustangs TV, as well as Sports Talk Mania and other things that we've got going on at Mustangs TV. Definitely want to thank Miss Debbie for getting on board with us at Loretta Insurance Services. If you got any insurance issues, at least go by, give her a chance to satisfy your insurance needs. Going to get another word from our sponsors, and we'll be back. Phone lines will be open at 931-629-1824. Hope everyone's having a great day. We'll be back right after this.
Tailgate checklist. Cooler.
Check.
Chips.
Check.
Hot dogs.
Check.
Mustang gear.
Check.
Insurance.
Check.
This season, protect your team with insurance from Auto Owners Insurance and Loretto Insurance Services. Keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Call Loretto Insurance Services in Loretto today, 931-853-7126.
The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee.
Your number one Mustang fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Loretto Insurance Services, a winning combination. We'll work with you to insure your home, auto, business, and life, to keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Call Loretto Insurance Services in Loretto today, 931-853-7126.
Hey, welcome back everyone to Sports Talk Mania. I'm your host, Lee Haygood. I'll be around with you here for about another 15 minutes or so. We got online a little bit late today thanks to my producer, Mr. KJ, not having me set up. But, hey, we'll forgive him. It's his birthday. Happy birthday going out to Kyle Johnson today. Kyle, hope you're having a blessed day. Be good to see you or hear you again tomorrow night. Again, Mustangs TV be covering the Lady Mustangs and Mustangs basketball game going on at Summertown, Big District game, as well as a big county rivalry game going on. So look forward to that one tomorrow night. Let's go Lady Mustangs and let's take a win, even though it has to be against our own county team, Summertown Eagles and Lady Eagles, or Eaglettes, whichever one they're called now, day and time. Look forward to that happening again. Wishing the Lady Mustangs and Mustangs best of luck tomorrow night in big district game action at Summertown. Got a little bit into wrestling earlier. I know I got some wrestling fans that tune in with us here on Sports Talk Mania. Hey, if you want to talk some wrestling, we'll be glad to talk that as well. Big Royal Rumble match last night. I know a lot of people don't get into wrestling, but hey, that's sports entertainment to me, and it is entertainment, and you kind of get tickled at some of the things that goes on in wrestling. You can't help from it. But you talking about some athletes, those guys and gals that get out there and do that stuff for a living. Great athletes. Big Royal Rumble last night. Had the 30-man over the top rope battle royal. And winner coming out of it going to be Reigns, taking it all in the Royal Rumble match last night on for the WWE wrestling. That's going to send him, Roman Reigns, to the WrestleMania, big WrestleMania coming up. I believe it's in March. So now it looks like it's going to be Reigns against Brock Lesnar, because Lesnar won the title last night as well against Cena and Seth Rollins in the ring during the big championship match. That went on in wrestling again. We'll talk wrestling. We'll talk football, baseball, basketball, any kind of sports on Sports Talk Mania. 931-629-1824. Give us a call. That way I can be quiet for a little bit and listen to someone else's thoughts and opinions on things. Again, don't forget Super Bowl Sunday coming up this Sunday. A lot of folks I keep hearing, I don't care about neither one of those teams. Well, you know what? I don't either, but it's still the Super Bowl. So probably be tuned in just like millions of other folks around the world, watching the big Super Bowl coming up Sunday. Got Mustang baseball be starting up here before too long as well. They might already be in the gym loosening up and practicing up now. Not sure about when they're actually able to start. But baseball season is one of those weird seasons, especially the high school baseball, where they get started sometimes and you see the folks in the bleachers with blankets on and toboggans and everything. So they get started pretty early in high school baseball around here. So got the baseball coming up. We're going to try to get Coach Gary Lamb of the Loretta Mustangs on here with us before baseball season gets kicked off. Got that coming up here pretty soon again. Still got basketball, a lot of basketball action going on, as you heard Coach Roach say. Got 3 more. Got Summertown and Santa Fe and Wayne County, and not in that particular order. Got those 3 games coming up before we get into our district tournaments. And like he said, district tournaments for 12A going to be at Lawrence County High School this year. So like he said, the Mustang TV crew definitely going to enjoy that one, since we've got to travel, make a 15-minute drive up the road to Lawrenceburg versus making the drive over to Wayne County or Perry County for tournament action over there, when all of us can make a lot shorter drive, except for whoever, would be hosting it, to Lawrence County High School, Summertown as well. Wayne County's not got that far of a drive either. Perry County, in reality, doesn't have that far of a drive to get to Lawrenceburg. So hats off to whoever did get all this put together. I know Coach Roach and Coach Tips and the Summertown coaches has been on to the board about this for a while, and glad someone finally got some changes made. And who knows, it may just be a one-year thing, but who knows about how the TSSAA changes up districts and all. Who knows what kind of district we will even be in next year when it comes that time anyway. So glad that everything's working out for the Lady Mustangs and Mustangs, especially coming up district tournament time. What's going on in the world of sports? Seeing where Kobe Bryant, I tell you what, he's been playing for so long, but yet he's still so young, or what I think of young anyway. Only in his 30s, mid to late 30s, and everybody's talking about him retiring. Well, he's got a rotator cuff, and that's bad, and he's going to have surgery on it coming up. So seeing a little bit on the internet about the deflate gate, or whatever you want to call it, going on with the deflated footballs for the New England Patriots. They're eyeing the locker room attendant on that, is what it says, and this via ESPN Sports Online. So, that is what it is. And again, I don't think it would be nowhere near as big a subject as it is if it wasn't for Coach Bill Belichick's past and Spygate and other things that he's kind of, been on the edge of. Congratulations going out to Coach K, Duke, getting his 1,000th win. And I thought it was kind of neat. I heard someone actually put in front of it Mr. 1K. Mr. 1 Coach. Mr. Coach 1K. That's how they said it. I'm sorry. Mr. Coach 1K. So that would be about right now with his 1,000 wins. Congratulations going out to Coach K on his 1,000th win yesterday, I believe it was. And I always like when these, I'm always one of these that I think records are made to be broken. And unfortunately, I didn't get to set any records that I know of. Might have been on the bad side of anything, but records that's being set, I've always been one of those that records are made to be broken. And I look forward to, watching sports on TV and watching records be broken, or in live and in person, like watching it that way as well. So, again, congratulations, big congrats going out to Coach K on the 1,000th win in men's basketball. I think his first win come back when he coached Army years ago. So, tremendous accolade for Coach K. Congratulations. What else is going on in the world of sports? As I said, it looks like the odds are going that the fans are taking the Patriots. And talking about, let's get into a little SEC basketball. Kentucky, the Kentucky basketball team, still unbeaten as of this point in time. And congratulations going out to Coach Cal and the Kentucky Wildcats. one thing about it, Kentucky's always going to field a basketball team. And so far, and I know they've had a couple, 3 close ball games that probably shouldn't have been close. As far as talent goes, and I'm not taking anything away from any other team, but Coach Calipari at Kentucky has some of the best talent that I've seen on a basketball floor. And I'm not nowhere near the basketball fan. I am the football fan. But I will sit and watch many, many college basketball games, if not the game, at least bits and pieces of it to keep up with what's going on, especially when Kentucky plays. And if you haven't watched this Kentucky Wildcat team, you need to take a look at them because that's a lot of talent on the floor at one time. And I'm probably not going to back down from this statement. I think all 5 of the starters on Kentucky will definitely go pro, if not in the next year, within the next 2 years. They're just that good. A lot of talent on the floor for that team, and Coach Cal always got his players up and ready to play with just about anybody in the country like he usually does. And you can take the bad or whatever that you've heard about him over when he was at Memphis. You can take that, whatever, but he's still a good coach. And as long as he keeps getting these teams and this talent that he has at the University of Kentucky, I don't see him not being too far behind Coach K on getting several wins. And talking about wins in basketball, of course, Pat Summitt holds the record for the most wins in ladies basketball. And based off of numbers, and this was told on Mike and Mike this morning on ESPN Radio, based off the numbers, if Coach can win, and his name just absolutely left my mind, if any of you listening can think of this, if the coach of Connecticut, ladies coach of Connecticut, can win, keep his average going for the next 6 years, I believe it is, he can actually surpass Coach Pat Summitt in the most wins for ladies college basketball. And man, would that be a feat for him. But you know, Coach Summitt, one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time, women's coach anyway, done an excellent job at the University of Tennessee, coached there for as long as I can remember. So I'm not sure what year she started coaching, but she had been there a long time. And I don't know if the Lady Vols will ever get back to the point that Coach Summitt had them. I hope they do. The big Tennessee fan that I am, I'd love to see them get back in the championship games again and battling it out with University of Connecticut. And his name popped in my head all of a sudden just a second ago, but I lost it again. I apologize for that. But a lot of things going on. College basketball, nearing its peak. March, of course, being the big month. Won't be long till March will be here, and we'll be getting that March Madness. But until then, still a lot of college basketball to play between now and March Madness to see what's going on. And everybody was talking about how low the SEC was going to be in college basketball this year in the men's side. I'm still seeing right now, just kind of glancing through the brackets and all and the schedules and everything, it looks like maybe I'm looking at maybe 5 teams out of the SEC going to the final 64 or 66 or ever how many you want to call it. Of course, they got those play-in games now, so I guess it would be a field of 66. Looks like maybe 5 SEC teams going to go, and I know that's maybe a drop-off some people see from years past. I know there's times that we've had 7 or 8 teams in there. But you know what? Everybody was talking about the fall off of SEC basketball. I think SEC basketball may be back on the rise just a little bit. I know Florida's struggling a little bit down there. Unusual for Florida, University of Florida. The Gators, they usually have a lot better basketball squad, but I think Coach Donovan going to get them back in dominance and prominence one more time coming up. So not sure what's going on down there in Florida. Of course, a terrible football season, or I say terrible, might have been good for them. This past season for Florida, they did beat the University of Tennessee, unfortunately. But either way, a lot of turmoil going down there as they've terminated their football coach and all that. Not sure what's going on with the basketball squad, but I'm sure Coach Donovan going to get his team ready to go, and they probably end up making the 64 or 66 teams for the March Madness as well. Again, coming up, Super Bowl Sunday. Check it out. Marshawn Lynch. Talk about Marshawn Lynch. Not sure. Running back for the Seattle Seahawks. Seen a documentary on him on TV the other day, and talks about some of his past and what he was brought up through and what he was brought up to. And he was one of those. He's just one of those guys that you see his past, and you pretty much want to root for him. A lot of people got different opinions of Marshawn Lynch than I do. He's just one of those guys that I want to root for just because I know the track he's been on in the NFL, and people writing him off at other teams, and then he's come to Seattle and apparently found new life at Seattle with the play calling and everything that goes on there. So kind of one of those that I just kind of root for. And then Edelman for New England Patriots. Love the story behind that young man as well, and probably one of Tom Brady's best targets. So, again, coming up Super Bowl Sunday, I'm not sure who I'll pull for. I'm sure I'll pick a team before the game starts on Sunday, but I'll definitely be in tune with it like millions of others around the world coming up Super Bowl Sunday. Don't forget, tomorrow night, if you're in the Loretto, Lawrenceburg, Summertown, Tennessee area, go to Summertown High School gym, and it's the Lady Mustangs and Mustangs taking on the Lady Eagles and the Eagles at Summertown tomorrow night. Big district game, as you might have heard Coach Roach earlier in the program. Again, I want to thank Coach Roach for giving us a call. He's been under the weather. Wish him the best of getting completely over his cold or flu or whatever he had. We know he's missed a game and kind of had to sit quietly on the bench a couple of games. Didn't feel good, but like he said, his assistant coaches took over and coached the teams pretty well during the time as they had some big wins over their foes. Lady Mustangs, again, coming on, so excited. If you're a Loretto fan for the Lady Mustangs and Mustangs, you got to be excited at the way both teams are playing right now on the court. So, again, congratulations to the Lady Mustangs and Mustangs for so far having a very successful season, and we wish you the best to carry that on through the rest. Again, phone lines are open, 931-629-1824, 931-629-1824. We got on a little late. We'll carry it over a little late. Got 2 or 3 more minutes. If you'd like to get a phone call in, we'll be glad to talk to you here on Sports Talk Mania. Looking at around other things in sports. Again, the kind of checking out the lines for the Super Bowl. It looks like more people are going with the Patriots than they are the Seahawks. So we'll see what happens between now and Sunday. Still, a good 5 days of seeing what's going on with that. Looking at the Super Bowl coming up. Again, the NFL is investigating one of their locker room employees on this deflate gate or whatever you want to call that about the underinflated footballs that's going on. And talking about the Pro Bowl last night, I glanced at the Pro Bowl. To me, that's one of the most boring, and I love football. I absolutely love the game of football, whether it's pros, college, or what. But looking at the Pro Bowl last night, I'm telling you what, the Pro Bowl to me is just not even worth watching anymore. They've tried to spice it up by letting ex-NFL players pick their teams, and instead of the AFC being against the NFC now, it's more of a we'll pick this team, you pick that team, and we're going to try to pick the same amount of players. If not, they have an automatic draft that they have to pick up. So that's just one of those things that they're going to have to do something or just discontinue that particular game. I I just don't see it. It looks like the ratings actually dropped again, took another dip in the Pro Bowl for yesterday's Pro Bowl. I guess more people were watching the Royal Rumble on the WWE Network. And excuse me, that may have been one of those things, one of those nights that the Royal Rumble was on, so you had more wrestling fans watching that than you did the football, and that may have been the reason it took the dip. Who knows? That's neither here nor there. We know this. I enjoyed being on the show today and talking to you guys about sports. I wish we would have got more involvement with our callers. Guys, help us out here. I know you're out there and I know you're listening. Help us out. Give us some calls these Monday afternoons. We're here every Monday from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m. Today, running a little over. We got started a little late, so we're running just a little bit over to make up for that. We're here every Monday, though. And if we're not going to be here, we try our best to make plenty of time for people to make other plans. We thank you for listening and tuning in to us here on Mustangs TV and Sports Talk Mania. And as always, we thank our sponsors. We want to thank Miss Debbie at Loretta Insurance Services. Thank you for your long-time partnership with Mustangs TV. Also want to thank the Tennessee National Raceway for their partnership with Mustangs TV. And every one of you that listens out there, we thank you for tuning in and joining us each and every Monday. We'll be back next Monday here, and we'll talk about the Super Bowl. We'll talk about who won, who lost the Super Bowl. We'll talk about the Lady Mustangs and Mustangs. You can catch it all right here. We'll talk anything sports. Look forward to your calls and look forward to you tuning in next Monday on Sports Talk Mania. I'm Lee Haygood for this week. Everyone have a great rest of the week. Look forward to talking to you next Monday on Sports Talk Mania. Godspeed. Everyone have a great night.